Hey guys, and welcome to my booktube channel. For today's video, I am just going to be doing all the books I read in July, August, and September. I am so excited. I think I have 9 books I read through these last 3 months. So yeah, I am so excited. But before we get started with this video, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video, and give this video a big thumbs up. Alright, without further ado, let's just get started. Alright, really quick before we get into it, I wanted to do like a little backstory for like my first video of like how I got into reading and stuff. So, mind you, 3 months ago, I think literally 3 months ago, I hated reading. Like, I hated reading. But I was sitting on my couch and I was watching YouTube and I was like, oh my god, I'm so bored. And then I got reminded of, because our 7th grade teacher, she was like, okay, so we're gonna do, not book of the month, the website, we're just gonna do like a book of a month, of the month, and we get to choose. But anyways, I read A Dog's Journey for that first month of 7th grade, and I'm in 8th grade now. So, I remembered that, and I was like, well, I did really like that book, and I'm really bored, so that kind of what got me into reading. So I was sitting down one day, and I was just watching TV, and I was like, oh my god, I am so bored. What can I do? And then I thought of reading. I'm like, reading? No. Like, I'd waste my summer on books. Like, reading? No. And I always thought books were boring, I didn't know about BookTube, BookTok, any of that. So yeah, and then I got reminded of A Dog's Journey. I think I had read that book, I think like a year back, and that was like the only book that I'd really read that was good. And then I was like, okay, well, that book was good, why don't I just find some more books like that? And so I looked up like book recommendations on YouTube, and then I'm here now 3 months later, and I am obsessed with books, and I finally started a booktube channel. So yeah, I'm so excited to be on here. And I do have a main channel, which is called Amaya Allison. That is my lifestyle channel where I announced I was having a booktube channel. So if you're coming from there, welcome. And if you are looking for book content, welcome, I'm your girl. So so yeah, I'm so excited to be doing this, and without further ado, let's just get on with this video. Alright, so, oh my god, I am so excited. So, let's start off with July, and I think I read 3 books in July. So, mind you, I was just starting off, and yeah, 18 books seems horrendous. But yeah, for the month of July, the first book I read was To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han, and I rate this book at 3.5 out of 5. I think this book was super cute, but the only thing that really bothered me was that it was a slow burn. And yes, I like slow burns, but like this one, it was more like, it was a slow burn, and I feel like it was more about her and her sister and her family than actually Peter and her, than the actual love story. And also, the third thing was that Peter, he's not a player, he's just still like, he just annoys me a little bit because he's worried more about Genevieve, his girlfriend, than like Lara Jean, and he lies to Lara Jean and just does all this stuff, and I just don't like Peter. And it is about the main character. Her name is Lara Jean, and basically she writes these 5 love letters, and it's just for her own stuff. Like, she just has to write them when she has a feeling so strong that she just has to put it on paper, and she's not expecting to actually send these out. But somehow they get sent out one day, and to these 5 boys, and one of them is Peter. And so this has a fake dating trope in it. It has friends to lovers, kind of. So they were like friends to, not strangers, but like acquaintances to lovers, I guess. And so yeah, and it kind of goes into her past with him, and it is just so cute. So yeah, the next book that I read was Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I love this book so much. I think it is the cutest book out there. This book is a 5 out of 5. I definitely recommend this. Oh my gosh, I just love this book so much. It is so witty, so cute, and I can't tell you how many times, like, oh my gosh. And so yeah, and it has like the best tropes out there. I think mostly everyone enjoys enemies to lovers and fake dating. I mean, it's just so cute. So basically, the book is about the main character. Her name is Liz, and she has this next door neighbor / arch enemy, Wesley. And oh my gosh, it kind of revolves around them fighting over a parking spot. But one day, her crush that she had in 5th grade, who she was like in love with, comes back senior year, and she wants to like get with him and start dating him, but he still sees her as like little Liz and stuff. So she asks Wes to help her out with that, and you know, I guess things didn't work out as planned, or along the way she finds out some other stuff. So yeah, it is so cute. I rate this book a 5 out of 5, and I definitely recommend it. Okay, so the next book, oh no, I read 4 books. The next book that I read was One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus, and I rate this book a 4 out of 5. I think it had an amazing plot twist at the end. It was just so interesting. It didn't keep me as on my toes as I wanted it to, and I felt like I was focused on more of the romance, because there is a little sprinkle of romance in there between 2 of the characters. But I was shocked at the end. I did not think that, I can't really say, but I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, I did not think that would happen at the end, which was crazy. So I rate this book a 4 out of 5. So basically, the main characters, basically the story is about these 5 students who go into detention one day, and one of them dies, and so they're all investigating, all 4 of them. So Bronwyn, Addie, Nate, and Cooper are all getting investigated and trying to like figure out like who killed the person who died, which his name was Simon. So yeah, and it is a shocking plot twist. It didn't keep me as much on my toes as I wanted it to, but that's okay. So yeah, and the last book that I read for the month of July, I love this book so much. I don't usually give 6 stars, like, oh my god, this book, I love this book. It is If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan, and I love this book. This is my favorite book of all time, not because it's heart-shattering, actually, that's part of it, but you know, just the way she could emotionally connect you to the characters so strongly, if that's a word, was incredible. And I think the story was so interesting all throughout it. And oh my gosh, I mean, yes, the sad part didn't really come until like the last 10 to 8 pages, but I'm telling you, this book is worth it. And it's just an interesting book. Like, it doesn't even have to make you cry to be interesting. That's like, it only makes you cry at like the last 8 pages, but those last 8 pages are like, I'm telling you, I just recommend this book. I will forever recommend this book. I don't accept any criticism on this book. But if you do hate it for certain reasons, one of the reasons it was heart-shattering, I get that. But if you hate it because it was boring, I don't understand. It was not boring. I finished this in like 3 sittings. It was perfection. I love this book so much. Next, we're going to go into the month of August, and the first book that I read for the month of August was A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I rate this book a 4.5 out of 5, and this book is so good. It is so good. It kept me on my toes. Like, it didn't keep me on my toes, but it did keep me on my toes. but like I don't think there's only been like a couple boring parts in this, and this is one of my favorite murder mysteries, and I got the whole trilogy. I still have to read the next 2 books, but this book is so good. So the main character's name is Pip, and basically she wants to investigate a closed case that was, I think, happened like 5 years ago or something like that, because she doesn't believe who did it, actually killed this person that she is investigating, and it just uncovers so many secrets. It like becomes what it says. It says this is a story of an investigation turned obsession, and oh my gosh, this book will keep you on your toes. It is so good. I recommend this. It is, and I think it's closed door too, even though it's not technically, and it has like a little bit of romance, like a sprinkle of romance, not as much romance as in One of Us is Lying, but like I usually have to have romance to keep reading a book, and this barely had any of it, and oh my god, I was just obsessed. This book is so good. I definitely recommend it. So the next book that I read was Tell Me 3 Things by Julie Buxbaum, and this book is so cute. I rate this a 4 out of 5, and it is so cute. So basically, the main character's name, I think her name is Jessie, and she gets an email one day from this person called Somebody Nobody, SN, and at first she thought it was a prank, and she doesn't bother with it, but then she really needs some advice, and so she starts talking to him, and they have like a super close bond. They start having a super close bond and everything, and she kind of feels herself falling in love with him, but he doesn't want to meet, he doesn't want to do anything. She has no idea who he is, but oh my gosh, this book is so good. And you would think like only like them texting back and forth and her not knowing what it is, it would be like super boring, and it is not. It is so cute, and then of course they finally meet at the end. But yeah, what did I read next? Oh, right. All right, the next book that I read, I don't like this book. The next book that I read was You've Reached Sam, and I hate this book. Okay, that's a strong word. I don't hate it, but I was expecting more of this book, and it just didn't give me that. Honestly, I don't know. It just didn't give me what I wanted. You really didn't even get to know Sam, and I rate this book a 2.2 out of 5 because it was boring. I didn't get most of it. Well, I did get most of it, but it was like just like too many parts of like, what, I don't care. Why is this supposed to be in here, I didn't like it. Prettiest cover ever though, but I don't know. It didn't, like, okay. So basically the main character, her name is Julie, and she lost her boyfriend to a car accident a week ago, and she decides, she's done with it. She doesn't want to do any of it anymore. So she throws out all his stuff. But then one night she is walking and she decides to call him one last time, and he picks up. And so yeah, that goes through different phone calls of them before she has to say, so I guess it's kind of like her grieving process, but he's helping her through it. But let's just be honest, if you read this book, you already know that we didn't even get to know Sam that well. Like, it was more revolved around, her and her friends, and we didn't even get to know Sam to be sad about it. I bet like if there was more phone calls and more like, more backstories on their relationship, I think we would be able to get to know him more. Beautiful writing, but it wasn't my favorite. The next month that we're going to is September. The first book that I read for September is The Selection. oh my gosh, by Kiera Cass, and I rate this book a 5 out of 5. And I actually got the whole trilogy to it because this book is actually addicting. I love it so much. It is so cute. And Maxon, dude, Maxon is so, like, I love this book. I love this book. Like, I love this book. Like, I just, like, I'm reading Elite right now, and it's so cute, and it's witty, and she's sassy, and he is very formal, and it's so cute. So I think it's strangers to lovers. So strangers to friends to lovers, and this book makes me giggle so much and it's funny. It is actually funny. And I literally read this in like 2 sittings. It was so easy to read. And like the print, like, you guys see that? It's an easy read. I think it has like 300 pages to it. Super easy read. And yeah, I definitely recommend this. So it's about this girl. Her name is America. And one day she like decides that she's going to enter into a contest called The Selection. So she was kind of hesitant about it, but her current boyfriend convinced her to go and apply for The Selection. And 1,000 girls are applying for it. So she's like, I'm not going to get in. And she gets in. So I think 35 girls were selected, and one of them want to win the crown. Well, she doesn't want to win the crown. She just wants to like get out of there, go home, and just like whatever. So she's trying to get out of there as soon as possible. But she meets Maxon, and he is not what she thought he was. And so they become really good friends, and then yeah, and that's that. So yeah. Hey, so really quick before I go into this textbook, do not blame me for reading summer books, because fall is not until September 22nd, and I finished this before September 22nd. So that is I'm technically not reading summer books in fall. I don't think that really matters, but you know, oh my god, this is my all-time favorite romance book other than If He Had Been With Me. And I think If He Had Been With Me was a contemporary romance. This is a rom-com. This is my all-time favorite rom-com. This just tops it. Like, Better Than the Movies is a close second, but like, this is just, this book is so good. It is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, and I love this book. I love this book. This book is a 5 out of 5. It is just so cute, and it's not spicy, but it's like, I don't know what they call it, but I think it's fluffy. No, not fluffy. But it like has some like, it's not steamy either, but it's not spicy. It's closed-doored, but it is like so like, and it has the best tropes in it. So it has fake dating, fake marriage, and one bed trope, and enemies to lovers. So this book has all of it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's just, it keeps you, I literally read this in 2 sittings. I read this in 2 sittings. And the first sitting I read 80 pages, and then the next day I finished the book. So it's so good. This book is addicting. It's just, oh my gosh. And you know how in some like slow burns kind of, this isn't really a slow burn, but it like, I can't explain it. I love it so much. I just love this book. And Ethan, okay, I have 3 top book boyfriends. So Finn from If He Had Been With Me, Ethan from The Unhoneymooners, and Maxon from The Selection. But Ethan is my favorite. He's like, This book was so cute, so witty. I could not stop laughing. Like every other page, I was either laughing or smiling. And so yeah, that was the last book that I read for September. So yeah, those are all the books that I read in July, August, and September. And I think I gave 3 out of 9 books were 5 stars. So I definitely recommend, and all these books except You've Reached Sam. That's pretty much it. I think You've Reached Sam was a waste of time, but that is pretty much it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell to get notified every single time I post a new video, and give this video a big thumbs up. All right, bye.